Namaste, beautiful yogis. Welcome to 30-minute full body vinyasa flow with a specific focus on detoxing poses. Let's begin at the front. Inhale your hands over your head. Exhale them down all the way towards the floor or on your shin bones. Bend your knees. Wrap your hands around your elbows and allow your upper body to hang, maybe even rest your rib cage over your legs. Let your head be heavy. Allow your neck to decompress. Allow your spine to begin decompressing here. And release your hands slowly. Roll up to standing. Inhale your hands over your head. Exhale, folding forward, forward bend. Step back, plank. Focusing on your breath. Look ahead of you. And I'm demonstrating, we're going to do 20. Knee to opposite elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 20. Lower down onto your belly. Inhale, cobra pose. Keep your elbows into your rib cage. Keep your elbows bent. Lengthen the back of your neck. Press your feet down into your mat. And press yourself up all the way into downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. And we're going to step the right foot between the hands. Come up, high lunge. Exhale the hands on the floor, plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, chaturanga, or modified chaturanga on your knees, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up, step it through, high lunge. Reaching all the way over your head. Exhale the hands down, step back, plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Back to chaturanga, exhale downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up, step the right foot between your hands and come up, high lunge again. Exhale down, really try to get in the flow, chaturanga, so you can get into the breath of the practice. Upward dog, back to chaturanga and exhale downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up, keep your hips square, step your foot between your hands, high lunge. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Exhale down, plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Back to chaturanga. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Step the right foot between your hands. Come up, high lunge. Exhale your hands down. And step back into plank, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Back to chaturanga. Press into downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up, step it through, high lunge. Extending the tailbone down, softening the breath. Exhale down, step it back, chaturanga. Upward dog, feel your spine here moving. Back to chaturanga and let's take plank and side plank. I'm demonstrating an easier version of side plank or regular side plank. Either keep your knee on the floor, bottom knee, or take a regular plank and stack your hips on top of each other, shoulders on top of each other. Right hand on the floor, right shoulder right above your right hand. Extend your tailbone slightly down towards your heels and you can reach over your head. Plank and change sides. Left hand on the floor, left shoulder over the hand. Make sure to spread your fingers open and really distribute the weight throughout your entire hand so that you're not collapsing on the inside of your wrist. That is the most common reason why you may be getting pain in side planks in your wrists. Another reason is just going too quickly too soon. Give yourself and your body and your joints time to get stronger over time. Progress slowly. Reach over your head, back to plank, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Tuck the tailbone under, back to chaturanga, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up, step the right foot between your hands, come up, high lunge. Left hand on the floor, spin the right arm up, open the chest, and imagine as if your hands are reaching away from each other. Reach over your head towards the front of the room, right palm of the hand facing down. And back to plank, chaturanga, upward dog. Chaturanga, downward dog. Left leg comes up, step the left foot between your hands, come up, high lunge. Let's bring the right hand on the floor, twist. The back heel is pressing away from you. Shoulders away from the ears. Extend the top hand towards the front of the room. Soften your belly. Hands on the floor. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Back to chaturanga. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Step the right foot between your hands, come up, high lunge. And let's bring the hands in prayer. Left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Look over your right shoulder. Soften your belly as you twist. Press the back heel away from you for balance. Really use the left leg here. Inhale back to center. Hands on the floor. Step back plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Back to chaturanga. And exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. Step the left foot between your hands, high lunge. Hands in prayer, twist. Really lengthening to the crown of the head. Imagine the long line between the right heel and the crown of your head, and just really try to find length. Inhale your hands back up, plank. And we're gonna, I'm demonstrating here, bring the knees, right knee to right elbow, left knee to left elbow 20 times. Try to keep your belly in and your hips steady, shoulders steady. You can be tapping the floor with your toes or keep your toes in the air. Either way, make sure to contract your obliques and your core. And this should be very effective no matter your level of fitness. When you're done, lower down onto your belly. Clasp your hands behind you and lift your chest off the floor, lengthen to the crown of the head. A variation of locust pose, Shalabhasana with clasping behind. And release, hands underneath the shoulders. Press yourself up and back into downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Step the right foot between your hands and come up. Warrior one. Reaching all the way up towards the ceiling. Let's get Sophie seated. Alright. Extending the tailbone down, pressing into the outer edge of the back foot. And let's bring the hands in prayer, open. Take a little wider stance and take warrior two. Making sure that your lead knee is pointing directly forward. Relax your shoulders and reverse the warrior. Reach up and over your head. And let's straighten the leading knee and reach all the way back towards the back of your room. Coming back to standing, triangle pose, reaching way ahead of you, lengthening the torso, and lower down. Keep the length. Lifting the kneecaps, lifting the arches of the feet. Externally rotating the left hip. Reach up and over your head with your left hand. And let's bend the right knee and bring the left hand somewhere in front of the right foot. Revolving half moon pose. Flex your foot and make sure all 5 toes are directed down so that your hips are square. You're rotating your left hip down. Great. Bring both hands on the floor. You can grab your ankle and lift your leg for standing half splits. Step it back into plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, back into chaturanga, and exhale, downward facing dog, pulling the belly in. Inhale the left leg up, step the left foot between your hands and come up, warrior one. Squaring the hips forward. And let's bring the hands over the heart, take a little wider stance, take warrior two. Sink as deep as you can in your warrior two. Allow your muscles to work here. Legs are working. Opening the right hip. And let's walk the right hand down the right leg. Reach with your left arm up and over the head. Lengthening the right and the left side of the torso. Straighten the left knee and still reach back. Find a lot of length. Lifting, reaching through the fingertips. Great. Coming out of this, lengthening forward. Reach ahead of you. And triangle pose. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Tuck your tailbone under. Press into the outer edge of your right foot. Opening the right hip. And reach over your head here. Turning the palm of your hand down. And here we're going to transition into revolving half moon pose. Right hand on the floor, left foot on the floor. Twist. Once you find your balance, press the back heel away from you. Square your hips. Press that left hip back to open the obliques, to lengthen the torso. And standing half split, bring your hands down on the floor and lift your leg up. Right leg up. And step it back. Plank. Chaturanga. Lower down onto your belly. And we're going to clasp the hands again. Locust pose, variation. Lift your chest, lift your feet off the floor. Feel your back. Bend your knees, grab your ankles. And lift. Release. Hands underneath the shoulders. Press yourself up in one straight line. Belly in. Plank. And I'm demonstrating. We're going to do 20 knee tucks. Alternating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. And chaturanga, upward facing dog. Back to chaturanga. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Step the right foot between your hands and come up. Warrior 1. The hips are facing forward. Great. Here we're gonna take a little closer stance. Square the hips. Reach with your left hand in front of you and lower down, revolving triangle pose. Bringing the left hand somewhere on the floor on your foot. The hands are reaching away from each other. Press the right hip back, left hip forward. Keep both heels on the floor. And this time we're going to transition with the right hand on the floor, half moon pose. It might take a few times before you get the transitions in this class. Come back to it. It's a basic standing sequence vinyasa. Here you have the hips on top of each other and flex the foot, pull the toes in, back in towards you. Either hold half moon pose or you can grab your foot behind you and go into a modified back bend. Release the hands on the floor. Level the hips and warrior 3. Flex the foot. Press the heel away from you. Great. Your lower back is working here, strengthening. Keep the alignment. And we're going to transition into Gurudasana, eagle pose. Wrap the left leg over the right leg and your left arm underneath the right arm. And look up. Allow the back of your shoulders to open, to stretch. Coming out of this. To standing. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, look ahead of you. And step back. Plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Back to chaturanga. Exhale, downward facing dog. Spread the fingers wide open. Lift your tailbone as high as you can. Inhale the left leg up. Step the left foot between your hands and come up, warrior 1. Keep the connection with your core. Belly in. Palms of the hands facing each other, allowing for the shoulders to drop away from the ears. Soften your face. Relax your facial expression. And let's straighten the left leg. Reach with your right hand way ahead of you and square your hips, pressing that left hip back. Lower the right hand on the floor, revolving triangle pose. The hands are reaching away from each other, lengthening to the crown of the head. Keep pressing the left hip back, right hip forward. Breathe. Keep the integrity of your feet. The feet alignment should be spot on. And let's reach towards the front of the room. Palm of the hand facing down. Look down and transition into standing half moon pose. Utthita Ardha Chandrasana. Flex your foot, pull your toes back in towards you. Stack the hips on top of each other. Either stay here or see if you can grab your foot behind you. Flexing the quadriceps on the left side. Soften the front of the body. Let it open. And release. We're going to transition into warrior 3. Almost there. Warrior 3, level the hips. Flex the foot. Notice how the feet are an integral part of practicing. And moving into eagle pose. Standing onto the left leg, wrapping the right leg around the right arm underneath the left one. Soften the back of the shoulders. Release. Take wide stands here along the length of your mat. And we're gonna bend the right knee and come into a side angle, come straight up. So we're gonna move with this a few times. Side angle, coming up, lengthening both sides of the torso. Side angle, coming up, side angle, coming up, side angle, coming up, changing sides. Bend the left knee, side angle, coming up. Using the obliques here. Side angle, coming up. Side angle, coming up. Side angle, coming up. Side angle, and back up. Straighten the leg. Hands on the hips, and we're gonna take plie squats. Press your knees as far back as you can and press into the outer and inner edges of your feet. Open your arms out and twist as far as you can twist without your lower body moving. We're just using the core here. Continue moving. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And you can twist here, hands over the thighs, looking over the shoulders. Side stretches, side to side. I'm really trying to distract you here by stretching you so that you don't forget that you're in plie still. Those side bends are really powerful for your spine, for your obliques, but really here the point is to stay in plie. And now lower down. One knee at a time. The knees should be on a soft padded surface. Keep your calves parallel to each other and flex your feet. Frog. And breathe. Breathe into your inner thighs. Learn to guide your breath into areas of your body. This was also gonna help you deepen your breath. It has a two-way effect of helping you connect with parts of your body and helping you deepen your breath at the same time. And slowly coming out of this into an easy seated pose. Here we're gonna spread the feet out to the sides. Wide-legged seated pose. And either stay up if you're struggling with this pose, or you can bend forward. Flex your feet and make sure to anchor your thighs down, coming up and reaching over to one side, still flexing the feet and anchoring the body down so you are keeping your hips back. Switching sides. And now we're gonna bring the feet together, shake them out, and bending forward bend. Inhale, coming up. And we're gonna do elevated bicycle. Feet are coming together in between each move. Keep your back straight, shoulders down away from the ears. Keep your belly in. A few more of those. If you have to pause and take a break, do that, come back to it. And once you're done, you can lay on your back. Hands behind the head, and we're gonna keep the legs straight and continue with modified bicycles. Again, feet are coming next to each other in between each rep. This really makes it more of a precise move. Keep your elbows back and keep pressing the lower back into your mat. Belly in. You can take a little break and continue. 10 more. Really try to lift from your belly here. Your body is lifted, upper body is lifted from the belly. You're not pulling forward from the elbows and neck. Definitely do not pull on your neck. And squeeze the inner thighs together, holding both. And release. Supine twist. Right knee comes into the chest. And let's bring it across. Look over to your right. Breathe and soften your muscles, soften your belly. And here we're gonna go into a hip opener. Flex the feet, right knee on top of the left, stacking the knees on top of each other. Pull the feet in towards you. It's a revolving cow face pose or variation on it. Gomukhasana. And release. Let's bring the left knee across, supine twist, left shoulder on the floor, look over to your left. Coming out of this, left knee on top of the right, stacking the knees on top of each other, flex the feet, pull the feet in towards you. You should feel this in your hips. Flexing the feet the entire time. Great. And we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, reclining Baddha Konasana, allowing the knees to drop out to the sides, allowing the breath to return back to normal. Great, and let's hug the knees into the chest, give yourself a hug. Happy baby. Grab the outer edges of your feet and press your knees down by your rib cage. Allowing the lower back to soften into the floor, allowing the back of your head to soften into the floor, allowing your facial muscles to relax. And make yourself comfortable for Shavasana. Extend your legs on the floor, let your feet drop to the sides, allow your shoulders to drop, keep your neck elongated, soften the belly, soften the breath, soften the inner gaze. And stay here present and aware of this moment, letting go of everything else, everything around you, and just being grateful. And submerged in the here and now. Namaste.